everybody is doing all right and having a good morning so far. Hopefully it hasn't been too long. I just wanted to say last time there was a bunch of comments and things while I was videoing, and if you want to comment, feel free to do so. If you have any questions, feel free to message me personally at Brandi Olson or on the Woodlands Yoga page, and I will get back to you as soon as possible, or just ask in the comment section. Other than that, starting today, we don't need any special equipment outside of a chair and a mat, just to make sure that we're not slipping around, or at least a sturdy surface so the chair isn't sliding around on the floor. Other than that, we have about 2 or 3 more minutes and then we'll get started. I just wanted to share with you today what my shirt says. It's a quote from, what's it called? Harry Potter. And it says, "Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light." And I thought that was a fun quote and very applicable to lately. Let's see. 2 more minutes. Just so you know, nothing special required here. You can always show up in your pajamas or your regular clothes to our classes because nobody will see you. That's kind of a perk to this. Coming up soon, I'm going to be doing a morning routine or morning wake up as you roll out of bed, and then a little one before going to bed to help for a better sleep. So stay tuned for those coming up. And today we're going to be working on twists. And we're going to move around the chair. We're going to move the chair some, turn it sideways. If there are any special requests of any types of classes or areas that you feel are a little sticky that you'd like to work into, feel free to message me and let me know. Put some requests out there. If you have any other kinds of props that you'd like to use and would like to use in that class, ask me. I have TheraBands or stretchy bands here, and I have blocks and straps and pool noodles too. So lots of things to play around with if that is part of your interest. All right, well, it is just about time to get started. So if you'd like to turn on some nice music in the background, I typically like to listen to oldies during this class, but anything else that you enjoy is perfectly okay. Other than that, my name's Brandi, and I love teaching my chair yoga class, and I love teaching yoga. It's become the center of my entire life, and I try to incorporate it in as much as possible. Other than that, sit up nice and tall. Move anything out of the way that's preventing your sit bones from being grounded. Let your feet come out in front of you so your ankles are underneath your knees. Let your shoulders rest gently down and back. Let your palms come to the tops of your thighs, either palm down or palm up. And then close your eyes or soften your gaze. Today we're going to be working on wringing out our stress with some twists. We're all feeling a little pent up, stuck in our houses. And just allow this time to let everything melt away. Let the walls melt away. Let the stress subside. Let your thoughts set to the side for now. If they tend to keep bubbling up, feel free to acknowledge them. And then come back to just simply watching your breath as it comes in the body and out of the body. Nice and easy. Maybe somebody else in your life is having even more stress than you are. Maybe set an intention. Hopes that they will find some relief. Or maybe even direct them to our class here today. Or maybe your intention is just for you. Maybe you're the one with the stress, and that's okay. Maybe on your next breath, breathe in deeply through the nose, filling the chest and belly with air, and then slowly releasing it back out again. Nice full inhales and exhales. If it feels good to you, you can also sigh it out on your exhale. It looks something like this. Just return back to our natural breath. Good. And on your next inhale, softly open your eyes. Welcome back. And then we'll just begin with some simple neck stretches. So again, we're sitting up nice and tall in our chair. And then we're going to turn our gaze down towards the floor. Still sitting up tall, so our shoulders are stacked over our hips. Then we're going to take our fingertips and gently bring them to the back of your skull. And now as we look down, our fingertips will be pressing in, but we're going to press the back of our head into our hands. So we have our little push-pull motion working here. Finding a nice stretch down the back of the neck, maybe into the upper shoulders, just depends on where you're tight here. Make sure to keep some muscle energy in here. We don't want to hurt our necks or spines. And then on your next exhale, gently release the hands. And then we're going to bring our gaze towards the ceiling. So chin up, still sitting up nice and tall. And then we'll take our gaze towards the ceiling and open and close the mouth, finding a little stretch down the front of the neck. This may feel silly or even look a little silly, but it's a good stretch. Good, and then after that last one, we'll return our gaze back to neutral. And then we're going to take our right ear towards our right shoulder. So we're just going to stay nice and tall and bring the head over to the right. We can draw down the opposite shoulder or maybe even reach those fingertips towards the floor. And then remember to breathe. Be cognizant of this right shoulder so we're not reaching it up towards the ear, but it's just resting down. Right ear is reaching towards the right shoulder, left fingertips reaching towards the floor. Good. up to upright. And then exhale over to the opposite side. So left ear to left shoulder, right fingertips reach for the floor. Good. Are you still breathing? Good. One last inhale and exhale. Good. Then we'll inhale back up to neutral. Moving back into the opposite side, we're going to turn our chin towards the right shoulder. So we're going to look towards the right. You can take your gaze over the right shoulder, but if that creates any discomfort in the neck, just look simply to the right. Staying long through the spine. Ooh, I got a little pop. One more breath. And then we'll release back to neutral and over to the opposite side. So chin over towards the left shoulder. We can look behind us or straight out to the side. Good. And then on your next exhale, we'll release back to neutral. And then feel free to move your head around in any way that feels good. So maybe that means drawing some circles with the chin. Maybe you just want to wiggle it around. Whatever feels good to you. I'm going to go with some circles because it feels like it's just getting in all the right spots. Good, and then maybe a couple shoulder rolls. Okay, and then we're going to move to the wrists. So we're going to bring the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Arms are out long. I'll turn sideways so you can see me a little bit better. So I'm still nice and tall. Arms are extended out, and I'm pulling the fingertips back so they face towards the ceiling. And then exhaling, fingertips come towards the floor, or even reach towards your wrist, as if you could touch your fingers. So we're just moving back and forth. Good. And then we'll make some circles in one direction. And then the opposite. Always a little funky in the opposite direction. Good. And then onto the ankles. So we're going to extend the leg out and just point and flex the toes. You can join both feet in if you want, alternating back and forth, pointing and flexing. If that's too much, feel free to just do one for a few repetitions, and then the other. My voice must be soothing today. I have at least 3 squirrels in the backyard, and my kitty came to join me too. Good, and then we'll take some circles. So you can do one foot or both, once again, just in one direction, and then the other. And then if you use the other leg, we'll just make some circles, the opposite one, and then the opposite direction. Good. And then we'll release the feet down. So we've gotten into our neck, our wrists, and our ankles. Now we're going to move on to the sides. So we're just going to take our arms down beside us, and on an inhale, we'll inhale, reach it up and over, and exhale, release it down. Just alternating side to side. You can keep your gaze out in front, or you can look underneath your arm, making sure to ground down the opposite sit bone. So my right arm is reaching and I'm pressing my right sit bone down. Good. Feel free to even take the arm in front of the body if that feels good to you. Maybe that angle is a little better. Good, just a couple more. Good, and then on this last one here, we'll hold it, reaching those fingertips over to the side, maybe turn your gaze towards the ceiling. Opposite hand is down, holding onto the side of the chair, or reaching towards the floor. And then exhale, release the right hand down, left hand comes up and over. Right hand grabs the chair or reaches towards the floor. And then exhale, release. Good, all right, coming into our first twist. We're gonna sit up nice and tall. And so we have two choices here. We can stay here, pressing the feet into the floor. Or we can turn to our side, and this will give us a little bit more of chair to grab onto and not having to twist as deep. So, option 1 or 2, facing forward or off to the side. We'll grow tall, feel our sit bones grounded into our chair, and then we're going to twist from the bottom rib. So from here, my lower body stays the same, and I'm going to turn my upper torso. My left hand is coming to the outside of my right thigh, and my right hand is going to hold onto the back of the chair. Same scenario if we're turned to the side, we just don't have as far to move. So, grounded, twist, hand, placement on the chair and thigh. We're still tall. Gaze can go over to our right side or look over the right shoulder. And then breathing may feel like a challenge here, but we can still get some nice full breaths. Two more breaths. And then exhale, gently release back to neutral. Good, make sure those sit bones are still grounded. Grow tall through the spine. Twist from the bottom rib and place the hands. Oh, maybe you're like me today and one side feels a little bit more sticky than the other. Definitely noticing all that garbing I've been doing. And 1 to 2 more breaths. And then we'll release back to neutral. Good. All right. Moving on. We're going to move into a sun salutation. So feel free to watch me first. And then we'll do it together. Sorry about that, guys. Good. So we'll inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up. Hugging in the right hand towards the chest. Exhale, release. Inhale, hug it in. On the left. And then exhale, release. Inhale, extend the legs out long. And then exhale, release. Good, so that is one sun salutation for us today. So follow along this time. Inhale, reach the hands up, big full body stretch. And exhale, turn the palms out and fold over. Inhale, reach it up. Hug in the right knee. Exhale, release. Inhale, hug the left knee in. And exhale, release. Inhale, extend both legs out long. And then exhale, release the palms of the feet back to the floor. Good, let's keep going. Feel free to continue at your own breath, moving at your own pace. Inhale, extend the hands up. Exhale, turn the palms out, folding over. Inhale, back to upright, hugging the right knee in. And exhale, release. Inhale, hug the left knee in. And exhale, release. Inhale, extend the legs out long. And exhale, release them down. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold it over. Inhale, rise, hugging the right knee in towards the chest. And exhale, release. Inhale, hug the left knee in. And exhale, release it down. Inhale, extend the legs out long. And exhale, lower them back down. Good, 2 more. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, rise, hugging the right knee in. And exhale, release. Inhale, hug the left knee in. And exhale, release. Inhale, extend both legs out long. And exhale, lower them back down. Inhale, long arms. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, hugging the right knee in. And exhale, release. Inhale, hug the left knee in. And exhale, release. Good. Inhale, extend the legs out. Feel free to add those arms in if you'd like. And then exhale, lower everything down. Good job. On your next inhale, we'll bring our hands to our knees. And we'll begin moving through a little cat and cow. So for our cat pose here, we'll bring the chest through the collarbones, arching the spine, growing tall, lifting our gaze, pointing our tailbone out. And then on an exhale, we'll round the spine, tucking the belly button towards the spine, rolling back onto the sit bones, and arch the spine, tucking the chin for our cat pose. And I'm turning sideways just so you can see me a little better here, moving through the spine. So inhaling into our cow pose, and exhale into our cat pose. Feel free to reverse your inhale or exhale and continue moving at your own pace. Good, 2 more. Full cat and cow expressions. And after that last exhale there, feel free to come back to neutral and then move around any way that feels good for you. Maybe that means a little side to side for you today. Maybe that means some circles, just massaging around the sit bones. Maybe that means some barrel rolls, moving the entire torso around in a circle. Make sure that you go the opposite direction. Mixing it up. Or maybe changing the pace. Lingering in any of those sticky spots that may need some extra attention. Good. And And then we'll all meet back at neutral. I'm going to turn my chair sideways once again so you can see where I'm headed here. No kidding. And then I'm going to come towards the edge of my seat. Sit bones are still grounded. I'm going to extend one leg out, and I'm going to hinge at the hips, getting a nice stretch down the back of my hamstring. Toes are engaged of the elongated leg. Then you can always point and flex those toes, or linger in one direction if it needs a little extra attention. Remember to breathe. You can always bring your hands to your lead knee, the one that is grounded and pressing firmly into the mat, if you need a little extra support. And then on your exhale, we'll switch to the opposite side. So left leg is long, right foot is bent, hinging at the hip. Still breathing. Good. Did you keep your toes engaged? Protecting the knee there. Feeling those muscles firing up. And then on your next inhale, we'll rise and come back to neutral. Good. All right, sitting back up nice and tall in our chair. We're going to take the right ankle and cross it over the top of the left thigh. Good. Toes are engaged. This is going to help the knee flare out, but we don't want to press on the knee. If you want a little extra nudge, you can take your right hand to the center of your right thigh. And just a little help. Nothing crazy. And this is our figure four. If you still like a little extra here, you can always hinge at the hips, just slightly staying long through the spine. This is called seated pigeon, figure four stretch. Good. This is one of my favorite stretches. You'll probably hear me say it's one of my favorite stretches a lot though. I like a lot of yoga poses. Good. 2 more breaths. I don't know about you, but these hips are always sticky in this pose. Maybe that's why I like it so much. It's because I always find a good stretch out of it. And then we'll inhale back to upright. And instead of putting this foot down, we're going to close the space in between the thighs. So our legs are crossed. And once again, we're going to sit up tall. We're going to turn towards the crossed leg. So my right leg is over, so I'm going to grow tall through the spine. Twist from the bottom ribs over to the right. And again, I'm placing my left hand or forearm on the outside of my right thigh or my top leg. And turning towards the right, gaze can return towards the right or over the right shoulder. And maybe this time with each exhale, you go a little bit deeper into your pose. We're a little warmed up now. We've already done a twist. So we're ready for just a little bit more. Again, if anything feels uncomfortable or you find pain in a pose, back out of the pose. Only take what serves you. And then one more full breath here, in and out. And then on your next exhale, we'll gently release back to neutral. And we'll recreate this on the opposite side. So the left ankle comes up, crosses over the top of the right thigh. I can stay right here if this is enough for me, or I can take my hand gently pressing through the center of the left thigh or I can softly hinge forward, staying long throughout the spine. Toes are engaged on the top leg. Right foot is grounded. And breathe. Feel free at any time to close your eyes and just come into your breath. Maybe it feels a little too intense, or maybe it's super sticky, and that's okay. Good, 2 more breaths. Did your toes fall asleep? And then on your next inhale, gently rise. Close the space in between the thighs. Grow tall in our chair. And we're going to twist from the bottom rib over to the left. Right hand comes across on the top thigh, and the left hand comes around behind the back. With each exhale, feel free to take it a little bit deeper. And remember to breathe. And then on your next exhale, gently release. Coming back to neutral. And then be kind to your leg, and we'll uncross here. Alright, so moving into a little bit more active twist. Feel free to watch me first and then follow along. So we're going to bring our hands up here. So we're working into a little bit of abdominal exercises. And I figured that would be great to do with twist. So we're going to bring our rib closer to our hip, side to side. And then we're going to twist, only moving from that bottom rib. Try to really keep those legs still. Twist one direction and then the other. Okay? So let's do this one together. So, side bend, neutral, twist, twist. Good. Let's try to continue at your own pace. Okay? So maybe that's a little faster or slower than I'm going. You should feel those obliques and abdominals fire up. And we're trying to get warm, trying to get some activation in the abs and obliques. All right, let's switch it up. So I'm going to start left, right, twist, twist. Got it? So just going a little bit different direction. If you're like, what the heck direction is she going? Feel free to just keep going the way that you were. Oh, I switched it up again. No worries. Just keep moving. Feeling that activation. I'm getting warm. All right, let's do 2 more. And last one. And then come back to neutral and release the hands. All right, so we're going to move into a little bit deeper of a twist than we've already done. So once again, feel free to watch me first and then follow along. All right, from here, I'm going to bring my hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. And then I'm going to do my best to bring my left tricep over to the top of my right thigh. So maybe for you today, it just looks like we're moving in that direction. And that's okay. This might be where you are, and that's perfect. Okay? So, option 1, moving in that direction. Option 2, placing the elbow and pressing the palms together. Option 3, we're very deep, pressing the back of the tricep, stacking the palms and opening up to the right. opening our chest up to the right. Good. All right, so choose your option. And we're going to start taking the left tricep to the top of the right thigh first. So hands are together here, Anjali Mudra. And then on your exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Good, and wherever you are, palms are pressing in. We're looking over to the right side. And just resting here for a moment in this active twist. So our abdominals are engaged. My leg is pressing into my elbow or tricep, and my elbow or tricep resists. My palms are pressing into each other, and I'm doing my best to stack my hands. And then on your next inhale back to neutral. And then exhale over to the opposite side, recreating here, or, maybe this side's a little different and needs a little bit different attention, and that's good too. Just doing our best. Relieving our stress, wringing it out here, finding our happiness in today. Just try to imagine you're squeezing all the stress out, just like wringing out a rag. Just letting it all melt to the floor. And then inhale back to center. Good. And then exhale back over to the opposite side. You might have a few drops of stress left in there we need to wring out. And from here, we can stay right here, or if you'd like to open up the palms a little bit, pressing the elbow into the thigh, helping open up the chest over to the right side. Or just keeping your hands closed, or just staying in this direction. And then on your next exhale, we'll inhale back to center. And then exhale last time over to the opposite side. Make sure that you're wringing all of that stress out, being safe on the body, finding a good stretch, maybe some joy or happiness and relief. Remember, we have the option to open up on this side too. Or just keeping our hands together or turned in this direction. And then on your next inhale, we'll come back to center. Good. Feel free to wiggle the spine around any way that feels good. All right, moving on to a little eagle pose here. So we have options again. So our option one, we're going to start with the right arm over the top. So option one, we're reaching our hands back as if we're trying to grab our shoulder blades and pull them apart. So option one. Option two, the backs of the palms come together. And again, we have the right arm inside or on top of the left. So backs of the palms come together or wrapped all the way around the bottoms of the palms pressing into each other. Okay, so that's the arms, options 1, 2, and 3. Our legs can be crossed over. And I like this here. I think this gives us a lot. We can hug in. Or if you'd really like, we can wrap it all the way around, okay? So full expression here. Right leg is on top, right arm is on top, right arm is on the bottom. And then we're going to extend up, no matter where we are. Nice and long, and then exhale, hug it in. Good, so that may be here, legs just cross over. Close closed down or wrapped up. And then we'll inhale it up and exhale, hug it down. Inhale, extend. And exhale, close. Good, 2 more. Inhale, extend. And exhale, close. Good, on this next inhale, we'll unwind and come back to neutral. Good, all right, moving on to the opposite side. Left leg is going to cross over. So we have crossed, crossed, or crossed. I know, Katie. And then the left arm underneath. Hands grabbing towards the shoulder blades. Bringing the backs of the palms together or palms all the way together. Okay, extend up, reach those fingertips towards the ceiling. And then exhale, hug it down. Good. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, hug it down. Good. 3 more using your full inhale. And exhales. On that last exhale, we'll begin to release, inhaling back up to neutral. Good. These eagles are always challenging, but they feel so good. All right, moving on to our sequences. We're going to take our feet wide, and we're going to switch up the feet today. So instead of turning our toes out to the side and one forward, we're going to keep this nice wide stance here. Okay, and from here, our feet are wide. If you're facing towards the front of the mat, your toes are going to point towards the front left and right corners of the mat, so they're wide and open. They may even step off a little bit. For me, I'm facing the side of the mat, so my toes are facing the top right and back right corners. And I'm sitting up nice and tall. And then just first, play with those sit bones. So me, I was really forward, like Sue always says, cheerleader pose. So really jutting out the belly, and I can feel myself rocked all the way forward on my sit bones. But I want a neutral spine. So I'm going to curl under a little bit. So I'm neutral. I'm not too forward, I'm not rocked back. I'm just up nice and tall. Okay, shoulders are stacked over my hips. I'm long throughout the spine. And then on my exhale, I'm going to take my left forearm to the top of my left thigh and inhale, right fingertips up and over. And as you notice, I'm pressing my forearm into my thigh, pulling my shoulder away from my ear. So I'm finding length throughout the left and right sides of the body. And then on my next inhale, I'll reach both hands up and exhale over to the opposite side. Good. Inhale, reach the hands up. And exhale over. Inhale long. And exhale over to one side. Keep moving with your own breath. Woo. Good. Let's do 2 more here. Last one. Really linger here. Press that left arm in. Reach those right fingertips. And then inhale, reach all 10 fingertips. And exhale over to the right forearm, pressing it firmly into the thigh. Left fingertips reach. And then inhale, full body stretch. And exhale, release. Good job. So we have our wide legs. We're going to be turning the upper torso. So we're getting a little bit of a twist as we're moving. But we're going to be very aware of our legs. So we want our feet pressing firmly into the mat. Big toe grounded, feeling that heel engaged as well. Knees over the tops of our ankles, long throughout the spine. And then on an inhale, we're going to turn our torso towards our left leg. So we're staying grounded. And inhale, the hands up and over. So warrior one, seated. Good, so hands are reaching up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other, feet are grounded, core is engaged. Feel those sit bones grounded because our shoulders are stacked over our hips. And then on an exhale, we'll reach the fingertips long, reaching for the sides of the room or the front and back of the mat. And breathe. Shoulder blades are hugging, moving away from the ears, long throughout the spine, gaze is over to the left fingertips. And then on an inhale, we'll reach the hands up. And then exhale, turn the torso towards the opposite side. So return towards the right leg now. Finding our warrior one here, nice and long. Still breathing, palms facing each other. And then exhale, opening up warrior one. So you see my torso is turned to the side now. Fingers are reaching as if they're trying to run away from each other. We're still long throughout the spine. Shoulder blades hugging. Gaze over to the right fingertips. Shoulders are moving away from the ears. Big toe mounds are still pressing firmly into the mat. And then on your next inhale, we'll reach those fingertips long. And then exhale, release. Whew, I don't know about you, but the shoulders were feeling that. All right, let's do that one more time. Good, so inhale, turning. Actually, let's go start the opposite direction. So let's turn the ribs, the low ribs towards the right leg. Inhale, reach the hands up. Press firmly through both big toe mounds. Palms of the hands facing each other. Long throughout the spine, gaze is lifted. Are you breathing? Is your mind on your to-do list, or is it on your breath or your intention? Are you releasing that stress, or thinking about the person that needs a little relief? And then exhale, open up, warrior two. Think about all those cues, grounding down through the feet, reaching the fingertips, hugging the shoulders, gaze over the right fingertips. Long throughout the spine, core is engaged. Good. And then on your next inhale, we'll inhale, reach the hands up. And exhale, turn towards the left leg. Good. So warrior one, the opposite side here. Long spine, palms facing each other. Good. Then on your next exhale here, we'll open the hands up. Gaze over to the left fingertips. Hands reaching long, away from each other. Gaze is over to the left. Big toe mounds are grounded. And then inhale, reach it long. And exhale, release it down. Good. Whew. Feel free to roll those shoulders out just a little bit. And then we're actually actually going to come to standing. If you'd like to stay in your chair and do these next poses, feel free to do so. You may need some blocks. We're going to take our legs wide and forward fold. So if you are taking the option to sit in the chair and you have some blocks, feel free to grab them real quick. Other than that, we're going to come around to the side of the chair. So I'm going to turn mine sideways so everybody can see me well. Okay. And then I'm going to take my feet wide, so they're about as wide as my sticky mat, maybe even a little bit wider. And then I'm going to bring my hands down to the chair. So just to get started, my hands are underneath my shoulders as best as I can. The chair may be a little bit narrow for you. And then here from our wide-legged forward fold, I'm going to come into our wide-legged forward fold. I'm just going to come down to my forearms or bend my elbows and bring the crown of my head towards the chair. You can take a bend into the knees if you need it, micro bend if you tend to hyperextend. And just release the head, neck, and upper shoulders. And breathe. You can maybe play with bending one knee and then the other. Maybe you'd like a little bit more of a hamstring stretch or calf stretch. Or maybe just a little bit of movement into the hips. Good. And then inhale, press your hands into the chair. So we're doing kind of like a half lift. Long through the spine, claw the chair seat, drawing the crown of the head towards the back wall. And then exhale, bend back into your fold. And inhale, elongate the spine. Crown of the head reaches for the wall. And then last time here, exhale back into your fold. Hey, kitty. And then inhale long. Crown of the head claws forward. And then release to neutral. Good. From here, we're going to take our left hand to the center of the chair, maybe a little bit off to the left center. And then here we have some options. So we want to keep our hips parallel to the floor. And then to open up and twist open to the right, we can bring this elbow back. Oh, that is still a good stretch here. Or we can press and open up to the side. So you see my hips came along for the right a little bit there, and we don't want that. So when we open up, we want to press through the left foot and right foot firmly and evenly as possible. Good. These twists are a little intense, so make sure to breathe. And don't worry, it's not that easy for me either. And then exhale, release the right hand down. Inhale, left elbow comes back or left fingertips reach up. And then I'm pressing to the right side to keep my hips parallel. One more full breath. And then exhale, release. Good. Feel free to walk your hands up. And just come to upright for a moment. We're going to do that one more time. Or feel free to come back into your wide-legged forward fold. Good. And then on your next exhale, we'll bring our hands back down towards the chair. Go on, kitty. Left hand comes in just a little bit towards midline. Right elbow or hand reaches up. Pressing our hips over to the left. And then exhale, release the right hand down. Inhale, the left hand or elbow up. Pressing the hips over to the right. Good, last one here. And then exhale, lower the left hand down. Whew. Good job. All right. Coming back to upright. I'm gonna turn my chair back to front facing. All right, and then I'm gonna step to the right of my chair with my left leg forward. Right, so we're setting up in our warrior one, so left knee over the left ankle, right toes facing the front right corner of the mat. Hips are turned towards the front of the room, we're long throughout the spine, core is engaged. Left hand holds onto the chair for stability, and then when you're ready, icing on the cake, right fingertips reach up nice and long. Good. From here, we're going to find a little bit more of a twist by bringing our right elbow towards our left knee. If it doesn't touch, that's okay. We're just moving in that direction. And then inhale it up. Exhale, right elbow to left knee. Inhale it up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach up. Last one, exhale, elbow to knee. Good. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, release the right hand down. Good. Coming to the opposite side. Right foot is forward. Left foot's back. Right knee over the right ankle. Left toes facing the front left corner of the mat. Hips turn towards the front of the room. Core is engaged, long throughout the spine. Left hand reaches up. Warrior one. On an exhale, we're going to bring the right elbow over to the right knee. And inhale it up. Exhale, hug it down. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, hug it down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hug down. Inhale, reach up. Good, last one, exhale, hug it down. Inhale, reach it up. And then exhale, release. Good. All right, that was a little bit of a new pose for us, so I hope you all enjoyed it. All right, so coming into our balance, I'm gonna turn my chair sideways just so I have a little bit more space to share and show with you. So we're going to do our starter pose. So if you'd like to come to a wall, feel free to do so. You can always hold on to the wall here as we come into our starter pose, or you can use your chair, just fine. All right, so left hand holds onto the chair. We're gonna put our weight into the left foot. Right leg stays long, and we're gonna reach the right hand up. So we're creating a star type shape, but we're using our chair for stability. It's kind of a 3-pointed star instead of a 4-pointed star, our head 2, instead of a 5. And breathe. So we have our weight into our left leg. We're using our left hand on the wall or the chair for a little bit of balance. Right hand can reach up long or out to the side, depending on what's more comfortable for your shoulder. And then exhale, release. Good. Let's come around to the other side. We're going to do both sides twice. So if you feel like, oh, I didn't get enough on that side, no worry, we'll come right on back. All right, so feet are a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Right hand on the chair or wall. Left hand reaches up and we'll come to the right foot. And breathe. A little wobblier on this side. And then exhale, release. Good. Come back around to the opposite side. Last time on this side. All right, let's make this a good one, and I'm going to count to 5. Okay? So weight into the left foot, left hand on the chair or wall. Inhale, right foot comes up, right hand comes up. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Awesome. All right, last time on the left side. So right foot is down, right hand is down on the chair or wall. Inhale, left hand up, left foot comes away from the floor. And remember, you can always tap it back down if you need to. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Awesome job, everybody. Y'all have been doing such good hard work today. And we're going to come back to our chair. And from here, sitting up nice and tall. You can let your back come to the back of the chair. Sit bones are grounded, backs of the thighs might be resting on the chair, and that is good. We'll inhale, reach the hands up and over. Exhale, fold all the way down. Let your head, neck, and shoulders, fingertips be heavy as we inhale, slowly rolling all the way back to upright. Reaching the hands up and overhead. And exhaling once again, folding over. Inhale, let those fingertips stay heavy as you come back to upright, reaching them up and over. And then exhale back down, forward fold. Inhale, slow roll up to upright. Inhaling the hands up and over. And exhale, last time, forward fold. And then inhaling, slow roll all the way to upright in your chair, reaching the fingertips long. And exhale, hands can go onto the mudra. Good. All right, getting ready for our Savasana. We're going to inhale, reach our hands long, point your toes, big full body stretch. And then exhale, release it down. Good. From here, we can stay in our chair, sitting up nice and tall, just like we did for Saturn. Letting the palms come palm down, palm up on the thighs. Letting our shoulders rest over the tops of our hips. Sitting up comfortably in our chair. Setting up for our Savasana. Or feel free to do legs at the wall, legs on the chair. You can lay out on your mat or couch or wherever really feels good to you. But wherever you are, take your comfortable seat. Let your body begin to relax. Letting those last few droplets of stress settle into your chair or mat so they don't come along with you when we're all done. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Begin to feel your body settling, releasing tension, releasing stress, quieting the mind. If thoughts begin to arise, simply acknowledge them for what they are and let them float away, coming back to the beautiful observation of your breath. This breath is always with you whenever you need it. For any stressful moment, we can always call upon the breath. You use this moment to contemplate your intention, check in with your body, and relax. Enjoy your Savasana. Maybe swirl your wrists or ankles. If it feels good, you can take one last big stretch. And then on your exhale, release it all down. If you're lying out on your mat, feel free to curl into one side. And we'll pause here. And then on the inhale, we'll all come back to upright. Bringing our hands to heart center. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you and your continued support for the Woodlands Yoga Studio. Our fearless leader, Sue, works super hard every day. I'm very thankful for her. If stress is holding you down, remember to find the happiness in your day and find the switch to turn it on. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope to be able to see you all again soon. Namaste.